All right, welcome to my car insurance game slash simulation. It's one of my favorite activities to run in any of my classes. It's a crowd favorite. The kids love it. I usually do it in a personal finance class where kids are learning about automotive insurance. Any class that covers insurance would fit. I have all the resources available on my Teachers Pay Teachers page. I put quite a bit of work into it. I got a price point on it of $5, and it's got everything that you need for the insurance game. So I will link that in the description if you're interested in buying all the resources already set and ready to go out of the box. You can certainly create some of these resources on your own. And if you want to use the idea but create your own resources and do an even better job of it, more power to you. But let's go on to how it works. The first thing that I do with this is to print out some car cards ahead of time. These are just different vehicles, realistic options for your students that they can pick. I print out the cards ahead of time and I lay them out on a desk or some common area. As the students walk into the room, I tell them to pick out a car. I don't give them any directions. I just tell them to pick a car, whichever one speaks to them. There are 12 cards in my resource packet. So if you have up to 12 students, one copy will work. 24 students, you need 2 copies. More than that, you need 3 or 4 copies. It's okay if 2 students have the same car, no problems there at all. So don't tell them ahead of time what they're for, just let them pick whatever they want. Once they've picked their car and settled into their seat, I will pass out the insurance coverage selection sheets. And you're going to want to print out one of these per student. They're going to choose their insurance. In some cases, it's going to be dictated by their car. If they have a loan on their car, they're going to need collision and comprehensive. Everybody's going to need liability, and everybody's going to have the choice to pick personal injury protection and underinsured or uninsured vehicle protection. So the students will all pick their insurance, and when they do pick their insurance, in some categories, they'll be able to pick a higher deductible and lower premium or a lower deductible and higher premium. So they're going to fill out the sheet, pick their coverage, and add up their totals to get their total monthly premium per month that they're going to have to pay every single month. Once they have picked their insurance coverage, then we can start the game. There's a score sheet that's provided in my packet here that you can print out ahead of time and pass out if you want. It's totally optional. I usually just have my kids get a piece of blank notebook paper and record their expenses on the notebook paper, and that works out totally fine for me. I've never actually used the score sheets myself, and I've run this 5 or 10 times. So the score sheets are there if you want them and you want to have a structured way for them to record expenses, but notebook paper works totally fine. So either pass out the score sheets that you've already printed or have them get out a piece of notebook paper. Then you can start the slideshow. The slideshow is full of, I think it's about 26 slides, and each slide has either just an uneventful month on it. Month number 1, no events, pay your premium. Month number 2, no events, pay your premium. Some of the slides have events. When there's an event, the students might incur some additional costs because of the event. So, for instance, one of them would be that you hit a deer and there's going to be some expenses incurred depending on your insurance. Every time you draw an event, you're going to want to offer a salvation card. Now, the salvation cards are something else that you've printed ahead of time. I've got them in my packet as well. And what I'll usually do is I'll print out the salvation cards and I'll keep them. And I'll just, when an event comes up, I'll hold them up to a student, fan them out like a deck of cards upside down, and have them pick one salvation card. I'll have them read it to the class. So they might pick the salvation card that you're saved if your birthday is in the first half of the year. So all the students born in January through June, they don't have to do anything with the event. It's like it never happened. Those that were not saved have to respond to the event accordingly with the appropriate expenses. All of the slides in the deck spell out pretty well what to do. I want to caution you that this game is set up for Michigan insurance laws and prices. So if your state is a little bit different, it might not work out so well, or you might need to make some adjustments. My packet also has editable Google documents and slides that you can change if you do need to change them, but a lot of states are really similar, and you can explain that states are different. So then I just run through the entire presentation if I can get through it in my class period. We run 57-minute classes, and I usually make it, but the first couple times I did not. And that's because I talked a little more during the event than I should have. I think I babied them a little bit early on and helped them out a little bit more than they needed. The last few times I've run this, I've made it through the entire deck, but not with much time to spare. It takes a pretty solid 55 minutes to get through everything. So when you're done, I guess the winner is the one with the lowest costs for the entire event package. Um, Luck does come into play, just like in real life. Luck comes into play because some students are saved a lot and get lucky like that. Other students are not saved very often. But I usually find that for me, the student with the best coverage usually does pretty well in this. Once in a while, one will get lucky, but for the most part, it's students that have the best coverage that usually come out on top here. It's a great chance to discuss what made students more or less successful here. It should come up that luck is a part of it, but also good coverage. You can certainly spend some time debriefing and talking about some topics. So that pretty much covers it. It like I said, it's a crowd favorite. My students really like it. Once we get probably 4 or 5 slides deep and they've had a couple events, and they start really looking forward to the salvation cards, and you'll hear moans and groans and cheers of happiness, and they're really into it. It's a high engagement activity as far as how well it teaches the concepts of deductible and premium and different coverage types. That's really kind of up to how well you supplement this with your discussions and what you do ahead of time and what you do afterwards. But I think it's a great engagement piece that students do enjoy quite a bit. So for me, it's one of the best days of my semester every semester, and I look forward to it. So hopefully it works for you. If you want to create the stuff all yourself, that's awesome. If you want to sponsor my teacher page and throw $5 my way, thank you very much. I appreciate it. If you found the video useful, I'd appreciate a like or a subscribe. And I hope you use it in your class. And if it works for you, or if you have any suggestions at all, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. But thanks for tuning in, and good luck with it. I hope it works for you.